Hello, everybody. It all comes down to this. Season 14 finals happening right now. We had an exciting one here today. Sobek playing Qi'ra, who won the last season. The last season it was Qi'ra 30 HP. This time, Sobek's playing Qi'ra ECL. Here at TTI, we innovate. We don't just copy the data vault decks. On the other side, we've got Mars, who is playing Anakin Colossus. Let's take a look at these deck lists while the players are getting set up. This is Sobek's Qi'ra ECL list. Real spicy. A bit different from the one that he won the Taiwan PQ with. But it's running all the good stuff. 2 Gideons, 3 gunships, 3 Long Pikes for that ECL target. And then just a lot of the other Qi'ra good stuff. Bit fewer copies of some cards because not running the data vault. But all the important ones here, and everything he doesn't have, he's got on the sideboard. On the other side, this is Mars Anakin list. He's on the Colossus version. Some people play 30 HP blue. And it looks like they're waiting for my permission, so... I'll give it to them. Taiwan players were only able to purchase set 3 plus 4 cards, so told me. Oh, so he might not have had access to some of the other things. Interesting. I did look at the list the other day. I thought there was some set 1 and 2 stuff, but maybe there wasn't. One of the things I remember is he was on CR90 Relief Runners. And as we talk about this, my Qi'ra ECL list has MC30 Assault Frigates in there also. So... but yeah, I like the ECL version of this deck. It's, you know, a lot of people have gone to the data vault version for the extra 8 health, but sometimes that being able to ECL a unit, clear a threat right away and present your own is worth much more than 8 damage. Alright, yeah, so back to the Anakin list. It's got all the blue-red good stuff. 3 force throws. Yeah, he's on 3 Steelas, which not everybody's on. 3 Chams on the sideboard, so not main board. Chams can be a hugely punishing card into Qi'ra, but Sobek has a chance to win game 1 before it even becomes a factor. He's on 3 copies of what's that card? Red Squadron X-Wing, the one that deals 2 damage to itself to draw a card. And lots of other ways to draw cards as well. With Yoda's, Steelas, like we mentioned, C-3PO. And it looks like they're probably going to get started here. Oh, here's the bracket. So here's how these players got to be here. Both have had pretty impressive runs. Oh, it looks like I forgot to update this. So this is Mars versus Sobek. And they're at 0-0. All right, good luck to both players. I say good luck. All right. Mars does start with 5 cards here because of the Colossus, which I always forget to do. And he opens 3PO here, which is definitely one of the things that you want to see the most on turn 1. Sobek here doesn't open ramp, which is definitely something that he wants to see. But he's got, you know, a 2-drop into Power of the Dark Side, which is fine. And I think Mars got initiative, it looks like, which does matter a lot. Yep. All right, here's 3PO. And the call is 3, and he picks one up. Effectively negating that Colossus disadvantage there, 3PO. Sobek thinking about resourcing an Avenger here. And yeah, he does. Not going to be a factor for a while, so it makes sense why he would do that. Mars won the Planetary Qualifier and Burn. With this Anakin deck a week ago. And I think I already mentioned it, but Sobek won the PQ in Taiwan with Qi'ra ECL. All right, 3PO, a swing and a miss this time. All right, here comes Death Trooper to threaten that 3PO. Mars had an option there to go Village People to try to protect the 3PO. Chose not to, and instead developed this Yoda. And Sobek's options are weird here. He doesn't have ramp. He doesn't have Long Pike. He's only played this turn as Power of the Dark Side, which would basically kill an exhausted R2. Most likely. All right, here come the Village People. All right, Sobek is just going to fire off that Dark Side. I mean, even an R2 is worth removing here. All right, Mars here is going to use Anakin here to attack with the Yoda and damages his own base on purpose, so he can get a bigger Anakin flip. All right, said he's just gonna go traitorous, steal the Yoda. Which, I mean, that Village People with the Anakin, well equipped to just deal with. All right, Sobek is gonna flip here. Which actually does make a lot of sense to me. You want to clear these units, try to have a Power of the Dark Side on the Anakin if possible. And that's what he's gunning for here. Looks like he's got double power here. Which means he can go you know, if assuming Cassian trades here into Qi'ra, Gerald can go, or sorry, Sobek can go, you know, power a unit and then power Anakin. Mars here has 2 units that could be power blockers here if he wants. And he's also got open fire, which allows him to retain Cassian. So he's going to resource the Yoda. And play that open fire, yeah. This gives him, it leaves him Sabine force throw for after the Anakin flip. But Mars is being run out of cards slowly but surely. Alright, yeah, just going to use power there onto the Sabine. So Anakin is going to get a head off here. And yeah, Sobek doesn't give him the extra head. So it's just going to be 5 there from Anakin. Could be worse. Force throw here. Pretty big deal. But does kill the Inferno 4, which allows Sobek to look into his deck a bit. He's looking for a copy of Maul here. Wait, does he have those? I can't remember if he has those in this list. He might not. Oh, no, he does. And he saw it. That's the perfect card right now. And from this point, Sobek starts to look real good. He's only taking 8 damage. But as they go on, he's going to become real favored. He does have to deal with this Luke, but he's got lots of things that do it. Two of them in hand. Does also have to deal with crate dragons, but again, he's got things to do it, and he's got a lot of health to get there if he needs to. Mars is by no means out of it. Fell the dragon for the Luke. It looks like Mars declined a resource here, which is going to put Crate Dragon even further out. Gonna fire off Force Throw here. I'm probably discarding Vader if I'm Sobek, which doesn't feel great. But I think No Glory is a really strategic card here. Yeah. All right, and this is how Mars gets there. Forcing Sobek to use No Glory here. Leaves an opening for Crate Dragon next turn. And Mars can't just drop a Luke this turn, even though he's not killing anything. Okay, he's gonna do Cassian instead, which makes sense. Sobek's gonna pass here, probably trying to bait out the attack so he can stick a Pike Sentinel and shield it. Yep. Mars takes the bait. And there it is. Oof. Sobek needs to find more removal because this is Crate Dragon turn. And as of right now, Sobek's got nothing for it. He might not go for it though this turn. It looks like he's thinking about luking the Pike, which is a valid move also. All right, yeah, there's that crate. Pike's gonna get a baseball. Sobek can do it for free. Let's see. Alright, he's gonna go Vigilance. I guess shield and kill Cassian. And then take the damage on the shield there. Which means Mars gets to claim. Hits for 9. And that might just be it. And yeah, Sobek has the Avenger for the Crate Dragon, but the damage finishes him off. And Sobek's really wishing he had Data Vault right now, I bet. Alright, Crate Dragon. MVP in this first game. And Mars is up 1. If Mars had also, instead of playing that, or well, no, I guess he would have. I don't know. Actually, I don't think there's anything he could have done there. Because if the Cassian's alive, Avenger isn't an out to Crate Dragon, so we had to remove the Cassian. But he couldn't do that until the Cassian attacked. At that point, he was always going to give Mars an extra action to claim. So, yeah, things were rough there at the end for Mars. All right, let's take a look at sideboards here. I think we saw 3 copies of Cham and 2 copies of Pillage going in there for Mars, which makes sense. Pillage can definitely ruin Qi'ra's day if things don't go to plan, and Cham is of course great to counter the ramp. On Sobek's side, he's got a lot of things in there for more grindy matchups. Devastator, Palp's Returns. The second No Glory, sorry, is definitely coming in there to help deal with some of those bigger units. The third Vigilance, maybe. Mars does have some space units, so maybe Eager Escort comes in. Top targets also could come in, try and give him some more breathing room into Crate Dragon. Priority number 1 here for for Sobek is going to be maintaining early health, so that you're not too vulnerable to Crate Dragon in the late game, and being able to prioritize your removal for the things that really need to be removed. All right, and we're going for game 2. Sobek again misses ramp, mulligans for it, and again misses. Ugh, that is terrible. All right, it does look like Mars doesn't get a turn 1 play either. So there is that. And the other priority for Sobek, especially going into this game 2, is to maintain a big hand, because you can get wrecked by things like pillage. And missing a turn 1 play sometimes helps you do that. All right, and Sobek does find ramp on turn 2 here. Although it's super laser, and there is no ground unit to speak of for Mars. And yeah, right now Sobek's got a real good hand if he can find a way to kill Super Laser. Is he just going to pass here? He is going to pass. And Mars is going to give it to him with that Steela. Steela's going to pick up here either open fire or pillage, and it's going to be open fire. That kind of puts a clock on Qi'ra, which, I mean, Qi'ra flipping here seems pretty good. Especially with Devastating Gunship in hand and Barrage for the follow-up. Although actually, I mean, he doesn't necessarily need to do it here. He could just ECL Gunship without flipping Qi'ra. Looks like he's gonna hard cast Gunship without even ECLing. All right, that's a bold move, but it might just pay off. If he's able to, yeah, because he drew right into a second ECL target in this Gideon. Open fire is an amazing answer to Qi'ra. It absolutely is. Gotta, like, going forward now, he basically has to bait it out. Maintaining Steel on the board is also a threat to Qi'ra. So maybe like seeing the open fire, he thought, I don't really need to kill Steel because my Qi'ra is going to be under threat anyway. But it actually is big, because one of the lines that Mars has here is Cham into flip Anakin. And if he takes that line, open fire's offline. But Steela is still threatening here. So in short, I probably would have ECL'd last turn. That's just me. All right, Mars has the initiative. All right, and it looks like he's going to just attack with Steela. So that takes the threat to Qi'ra offline. Sobek gonna dirtle a little bit here. I think okay. I thought I saw Sabine in Mars hand, but I think he might have resourced up, which means he's actually in a bit of a weird position here because he can't really if he had Sabine, he could go play Sabine and play open fire this turn, which means he's gonna have a real hard time baiting the Qi'ra flip. All right, so he's going for that Cham line here. Puts him to 6, which brings the Anakin flip online. The Anakin flip is actually not even that big here because he's only got 2 damage on the base. This is going to be a big barrage here. I think it clears both of them. It does. So I guess he can go like Steela, get 2 more on the base. Anakin, put 2 more on the base. And he might end up eating 7 here from a gunship hit. So he could be attacking for 6. Alright, Daring Raid picked up on the Steela death. Steela is a great card, especially into control decks where damage doesn't matter as much, where she's basically just a guaranteed +1. All right, he is going to just deploy Anakin. And Sobek's thinking about it here. Yeah, he's just going to claim and then go for Power of the Dark Side here. He took a line there that got punished by R2, and then Mars drew the R2 for turn. Always love to see when that happens. All right. Luke down, immediately dies to another power. And this is going to be where the game swings, because they're both on 8 resources, which means next turn it's Crate Dragon. Sobek. I keep calling him Gerald because his Steam name starts with a J, and Gerald played Qi'ra last season. Sobek has Avenger in hand. Which, if it comes down next turn before the Crate Dragon, is going to be big. But Mars has so many blockers here, but also Sobek's got ways of dealing with them. All right, so he's gonna go Vader for his first trick. It's interesting. We see returns in there. Palp's return. So we know that's in there. Makes sense, especially seeing discard in Marza's list. All right, I think Mars might be considering open firing this Pike Sentinel here. Let's see. Oh, notably, Gerald still hasn't, or sorry, again, Sobek still hasn't flipped his Qi'ra, which is going to be key if this becomes a crate dragon game. Because if he's able to retain Vader, Qi'ra flip into Vader attack is a way to out crate dragon without taking any damage. Mars has got 7 resources left to do whatever he wants. He's got several lines here. So, I mean, one of them is like Steela plus a 3-drop, which is either open fire or X-Wing. He's got 3PO plus both of the 3-drops. Or no, he doesn't. He doesn't. That's 8. So he's got 3PO Daring Raid plus Steela or a 3-drop. 3PO is going to pick up a card. He knows what it is because of R2. So that could increase his options as well. Oh, it's a Fel the Dragon. That's actually real big. Because that allows the Vader to just be taken out here. He's going to go open fire and then Daring Raid, which, yeah, I mean, he uses more cards, but it accomplishes the same thing and keeps the Fel up for a potential Avenger. But he did leave the turn with 1 unit on board and with Sobek having the initiative, which means Sobek can just drop this Avenger, which is going to at least delay Crate Dragon by a turn. It might not be the right move. Like if I'm, it's not necessarily a slam here, and yeah, it's actually he's gonna take the other line, which I was about to talk about, which is Gideon here. Which, you know, Crate Dragon here, kind of unappealing. And now Sobek is definitely rewarded for saving that ECL earlier. All right, here's the X-Wing. Going to pick up another card. So we won't be seeing Crate Dragon here today. Let's see. There was a thought of doing Cassian here for Mars. Decides to go Steela instead. You can pick up either Pillage, Open Fire, Daring Raid. Steel soundtrack versus 3-2 Pike. He definitely is, yeah. And X-Wings aren't good versus gunshops. So, but I mean, getting units down is valuable here. See, Sobek was thinking about if I were to kill Gideon, but not after the shield. Yeah. So yeah, Mars's action. If I'm Sobek, I'm probably not flipping Qi'ra here, actually, because I really value that shield on the Pike Sentinel right now. And flipping would get rid of it. Three 5 Pike after a flip. The daring rate, I guess, makes flipping a bit more attractive because you're not going to get the shield anyway. He's going to take initiative here. Let's see. Barrage is a big deal. It can clear both these units. Doesn't even necessarily have to. He could ram Steela here with Gideon, or play Gunship and kill X-Wing also. All right, he is just going to burn the barrage, though. Also a valid play. Goes on to the Pike. I mean, either one of these targets kills both units. I think Mars is considering not using Steela here. Second crate is also huge. Yeah, it is. But if Mars can deal with the first one without taking damage, like, he has the freedom to Avenger the second one. He's got enough health for it. All right, he is going to use Steel here. And a second Fell the Dragon here is actually a big deal. It allows him to remove, like, both Gideon and hold a Fell for a second Avenger. Or for the first Avenger, I guess. And then Gideon should get to trigger twice. It looks like he missed it. Or no, I think he did. I think he split him, actually. I didn't catch that. He did get the Gideons. All right, Pike swinging for 6 here. And then I think that's the third Steela. Can we come down? And he is going to trigger here. Second thoughts? All right, he's not going to do it. All right, Qi'ra's going to flip here. And yeah, that basically is just there to set up Gunship onto Steela. And start pushing damage. Ooh, no glory is a massive pickup here. Allows for removal of Crate Dragon. Things are looking good for Sobek here. I think we might be heading towards a game 3. This has been a good match so far. Definitely finals worthy. All right, but Mars has initiative here. He's got 14 health left. Right now there's 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 damage on board. All right, just going to drop a crate here. And what's going to happen here? Sobek's just going to walk into base. And then at the end of it, no glory, the Great Dragon. Lose one of his units, but then whatever one he doesn't lose is going to be lethal next turn. And Mars calls it. We're going to game 3 here. Sobek played that one incredibly patiently and was rewarded. Saving an ECL early, despite letting a Steela get a big hit off, allows him to clear a 3PO later in the game when it matters a lot, presenting a threat from the Gideon. Saving his Qi'ra flip prevents him from just getting run over by Crate Dragon like he was in game 1. And Mars is going back to his sideboard. What could it be that's coming in there? It might have been something they took out in game 1 for game 2. I'm not sure. All right. At this time, Sobek opened with ramp. All right. Oh, System Shock came in. I guess that's for dealing with like Gideon experiences and I guess Qi'ra shields. I guess it lines up real nicely into like a shielded pike because it kills it. Speak of Pike Sentinel and it shall appear. Ooh, second System Shock. You really probably don't want to see multiples of those. All right, Cassian comes down. We could actually see System Shock in this moment. Well, probably we won't. But there's theoretically a line where Sobek goes, Shield Pike now. And then gets wrecked by it. But also Steela picked up here for Mars, which is probably a play he wants to make even more. All right. Sobek here thinking about an early Qi'ra flip. He's got barrage in hands to back up his play. Looks like he's passing. Yep. So, gonna be patient again here. Really would like an ECL target here, but can't always get what you want. All right, there's Stila. And this makes the Qi'ra flip actually real tempting because if my math is correct, 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, my math is correct. Barrage can clear all 3 of these units. And seeing that the Stila didn't draw an open fire here makes that even more tempting. Although she is going to have 8 more shots to find one. Oh wait, my math was actually wrong. Barrage doesn't clear all 3 of these units. Well, I mean, if he rams into Cassian first, it does. Ooh, and a rare miss from Stila. Nothing picked up here. And Gideon picked up here from Sobek. That's massive. Let's see, can System Shock just deal 1 damage? No, it's an if you do. So he's just gonna pillage here. Let's see. It's probably one of these power. It's gonna be both powers. It looks like. Okay. Now is Mars just gonna play Force Throw here for the extra discard? This pillage doesn't hurt so much. Yeah, I mean if it's not a unit, like at this point, you're fine. Alright, yeah, he is gonna fire a Force Throw. It's probably Gideon here. Ooh, he's gonna discard Vader. Keep the Gideon. Probably because he can play Gideon now, I guess. Yeah. Let's see. Yeah, he's saying he drew 3 here. I'm rewinding the stream. So he goes draw, and it's it would be Cassian. All right, yeah, so I'm just going to shuffle here. Yeah. So yeah, in a PQ, I think it's been done where in a scenario like that you discard a random card. I've heard of judges doing it that way, and that makes, it's a bit weird, but it makes sense if you can't verify the identity extra card. But because this was on stream, we knew that the casting was the extra one, so just throw that one back. All right, Force Throw is going to get rid of that Vader. All right, and as long as like this Qi'ra stays ready, Anakin can't really flip. So he does Sobek have like a Long Pike that he can play out of the resource row here? And yeah, Sobek is just gonna pass here and not gonna let Anakin flip here. And we're moving up, and Sobek just picked up Maul, which is massive here. Means he doesn't have to worry about this Qi'ra dying. Pass again? Yup. And yeah, Mars knows. The Maul does die here. Anakin's just big enough that Maul dies. And Tech's a nice follow-up. Ooh, Palp's Return picked up. That's big. We know there's Vaders in the discard. Either Vader or Maul could kill it. Yeah, it's going to be Vader. And so it brings down a Pershing to pull ahead further in the card advantage race. Luke gonna take out his father here. Why not to play Sabine first? All right. No glory off the top. That's a nice pickup. Deals with the Luke nicely. see. Mars might just slam this force throw here. I believe it's his last copy, but he's played the other two in this same way, so. All right, apparently Mars was moving his mouse around. He says he didn't get to see what Sobek's card was, which I think is how TTS works. All right. Pershing picks up a copy of Maul. Mars says he's a bit nervous, of course. I mean, yeah, I would be too. It's the finals of the Take the Initiative League. Game 3. It all comes down to this. All right. Pershing is going to be eliminated here by the Anakin ability. And Lompike comes down. Not a threat to Cassian at the moment. And I think that is... Did we just lose Mars? I think, yeah, we just lost Mars. All right, but it looks like he was about to play force throw. All right, he'll be back. And there he is. All right. These things happen. All right. Force throw is going to clear that Maul. And onward we go. Ooh, Crate Dragon picked up. That's a big deal. Ooh, Fell the Dragon picked up. That's a big deal also. Fell the Dragon and Barrage. Sobek's just gonna go to base here. You had the option to like barrage kill Cassian, which feels like a bit of a waste of a barrage, but in this situation it might actually have been a nice idea. All right, it looks like Mars might be slow rolling this Crate Dragon here. Going for a Cassian first. Or a C-3PO first, sorry. Calls 3 and misses. I got both players picking up the right answers for each other. Yeah. That's how you know it's the finals. All right, Anakin going to be used here to push some damage into this LOM, and that's going to bait the barrage here. Poe follows up. And that's going to bait the Felder Dragon. Mars played this one real well. Oh, but Sobek picks up the power of the dark side, which is potentially an even better answer to Crate Dragon if it comes down here. Let's see how many. So yeah, so Mars is at exactly 9. If he resources this Cham, he can play R2 as a power blocker. Slash a Lom Pike trader into. Oh man, this is a great game. All right, he's gonna play R2. Which means he can't play Crate this turn, but he can play Cham. Which can be a blocker for next turn. All right. Sobek decides to go to base here. And then Cham triggers. And I think Cham is going to get a resource. Maybe not, though. All right, let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, 9, 10. Yeah. So Cham does trigger here. Sobek gets initiative. And there's a barrage. Gonna be. I was gonna say you'd probably clear Cham before R2, right? And indeed. All right. Force the trade here from the Anakin ability. And the second Lom Pike comes in out of the resource row. Mars is running out of time to be able to play this Crate Dragon. Running out of health, really, is the big thing. Because at a certain point, Sobek's just going to be able to ram into base. All right, Vigilance here is real nice to have for the village people. Is he going to mill here? I think he is going to mill. How close are we? We got to be kind of close. 13 cards left. That actually is kind of close. Like, he's got second Vigilance in hand. All right, so Crate is going to stick here. And this is pretty much the exact right moment. So I'm just going to say I can race you. Puts 4 on base. He's 6 health away. And Mars takes initiative here. Ooh, dead draws there from Sobek. Reinforcement Walker here could be an important card, but it also could be too risky. So let's see. Mars has initiative. He's got 3 actions lethal, as in attack with crate, attack with arc, and then on the next turn, attack with crate again. Sobek can get there in, just a bit quicker. And he's also got ways to punish a claim by Mars. So because if Mars attacks with both of these units, then Vigilance, Power of the Dark Side, is gonna get both of them off the table. The Arc is power protection here, but also a problem. Yeah. Let's see, is the Restore? I don't think the Restore can be relevant here. Yeah, it's just outside the range of being relevant. The shield on Lompike matters a lot here by preventing the crate from being able to just run it over. Mars is thinking over his options. He's got an X-Wing, which can give him a card. There are cards that help. I'm thinking mainly here of Daring Raid, Open Fire, Fell the Dragon. No, Fell the Dragon wouldn't do it because it's not big enough. Daring Raid, Open Fire. What else? I think he's already used all 3 force throws. Cassian. That doesn't do it. Actually, if he has a Cassian in the row, that could help, but he might not do it. Let's see. Spend those resources. Ooh, second shield comes down on the Lompike. So Steel could draw direct damage here. Yeah. The Restore here on the arc actually does matter a little bit in the sense that it gives Mars room to play Steela. All right, gonna hit with crate here first. All right, and Sobek takes initiative. Can this Steela get there? Gets a Daring Raid. That can take off 1 shield. But he doesn't have enough for the second or for the kill shot. All right, and Sobek takes it down. What a match. Wow. Both these players played incredibly. But in the end, Sobek just gets there with the old-fashioned Qi'ra ECL. Congratulations. It's both these players. Season 15 Top Cut is going to be starting again soon. When did I set the deadline for those deck lists? Thursday. So that'll be exciting. If you want to join the Season 16 League, it's open right now. you two can be here in these finals, playing with PQ winners and all sorts of other competitive players for free. I believe the Discord is linked in the description of this video, so play along. And remember to always take the initiative.